Earth on the shuttle Discovery. The stab in the dark was a bullseye. The experiment created a dazzling extraterrestrial light show, and the crew of the shuttle played the 1812 overture as background music. The laser beam then bounced back down to Earth. The test had failed yesterday. Today's success is research for President Reagan's Star Wars.
CNN's Tom Mentir has more on the Discovery's mission.
The sun was just peeking over the horizon as Discovery snuck up on the Spartan satellite. With its robot arms stretched out like a giant snake, it moved in to pluck the valuable cargo from the depths of space.
The old arm just flies beautifully. There's no question about it. It's a quality piece of equipment, and it's really a pleasure to operate this machine.
With the Spartan safely attached to the robot arm, the shuttle crew prepared to tuck Spartan away into the cargo bay. For more than 40 hours, the small satellite focused on deep space to study the Milky Way galaxy and measure X-rays of a black hole there. But scientists on the ground will have to wait to get the satellite back to call the experiment a full success.
We feel we've successfully completed the observation program. Our initial assessment is one of guarded optimism mixed with euphoria.
The shuttle is having some minor problems. Two small maneuvering jets on the orbiter have malfunctioned, but NASA Flight Director Larry Bourgeois says Discovery has plenty of backup systems.
Even without these jets, we still have full capability, at least 3-level redundancy for all the remaining jets, and there is no concern we can do the full duration flight and entry.
The crew aboard Discovery is an international one. Mission specialist Shannon Lucid, a mother of 3, was born in China. French astronaut Patrick Baudry brought along his own food. On Saturday, he became the French chef for TV viewers at home.
La partie où l'on mange et la partie où on fait sa toilette tous les matins.
Saudi Arabian Prince Sultan Salman Al Saud, along to observe the launch of the Arabsat satellite, also sent a message home.
Mission control.
After an international news conference broadcast live from space on Sunday, the shuttle crew will start packing up for the trip home. Landing is scheduled for Monday morning at Edwards Air Force Base in California.
Bonjour.
Tom Mentir, CNN Space Watch.
To go.
We got Spartan on the hook.
Ah, that's great to hear, Dan. I win my bet.
The satellite is called Spartan, and one of its jobs was to study one of the most fascinating and powerful phenomena in all of science, a black hole. It's suspected that a black hole, an area of gravity so dense it can suck in nearby stars, exists at the center of our galaxy. Spartan scanned that region. In keeping with the lighthearted mood of the day, the two foreigners on the crew said hello in their own languages to their countrymen. Prince Sultan Al Saud of Saudi Arabia told the Arab world that he's finding it difficult to pray toward Mecca in the shuttle.
I am not able to do a complete sujood, which is bowing down, because it's tough to perform and it may cause sickness.
This is Patrick Baudry of France, the gourmet who promised to bring along lobster and pâté rather than submit to the standard shuttle cuisine.
I open this locker and what do I find? Lobster. Crab meat. Dried peaches.
Tomorrow is cleanup day. The crew will hold an in-flight news conference and get ready to come back to Earth on Monday. Dan Molina, NBC News at the Johnson Space Center.
From Houston's Johnson Space Center, CNN's Frank Seltzer reports on Saturday's activities.
The crew of Discovery has been sailing along this past week, just like the music Mission Control used to awaken them on their 6th day in space. The flight has been on time and only had minor problems. Saturday was no exception as Discovery closed in on the orbiting Spartan experiment. The crew deployed Spartan on Thursday, and when they came back to get it, the satellite just wasn't pointing the right way. So Commander Dan Brandenstein moved the shuttle a little closer, while John Fabian snared Spartan with the ship's robot arm.
We got Spartan on the hook.
Ah, that's great to hear, Dan.
The scientists and engineers are calling their mission a success. Spartan spent about 24 hours looking at X-rays from a galaxy cluster and from the center of our own galaxy, the Milky Way. Scientists believe the center of the Milky Way may be a black hole, a star that has collapsed in on itself and now has gravity so strong that nothing can escape it, not even light. Spartan's chief scientist hopes to learn more about our own galaxy and about a nearby group of galaxies.
How clusters were formed and how they evolve in the universe. It's a piece of information which will be valuable as another piece in the jigsaw of this puzzle in astrophysics.
The scientists will begin reviewing the information from Spartan later this summer, with some results possibly available by year's end. Frank Seltzer, CNN Space Watch.
News conference this morning. French astronaut Patrick Baudry says he has a taste test to perform when he gets home.
But I assure you, it's a very good wine, and I test it again when we come back and we see if there is some change in the taste of the wine. But I hope in the future that on board the shuttle, the American crews and the other crews will be able to bring wine and cognac and things which are very good, not only for the health, but also for the good humor and the good quality of the work.
Shuttle Discovery will be heading home tomorrow after scoring almost perfect marks. Tom Mintier reports that the biggest challenge for the crew came with some advice from E.T. phoning home.
With the exception of one failed laser test, the flight of the Shuttle Discovery has been nearly flawless. One after the other, 3 communication satellites were successfully launched. But when NASA attempted to link up communications between King Fahd of Saudi Arabia and his nephew, Prince Sultan Salman Al Saud, it created what might be called a real echo. But Mission Control redialed the call moments later, and the King and the Prince were able to connect.
I'm very happy this time when I see you in the cover. I'm very happy when I give you your father. Please speak your father.
Apparently, family responsibilities don't end when you travel in space. French astronaut Patrick Baudry wasn't as lucky as the Prince. His call home didn't get through. During a televised news conference from space, Baudry said that sleeping in space presented a problem he didn't anticipate.
The best dream to do was to be awake and to go to the window and to look at the Earth, and that was again the same dream as the day before. But during the night, I'm sorry, for me, to sleep was just a waste of time.
Most of the questions during the press conference were directed to the Saudi prince and the French astronaut. After the journalist finished, there was just one more question. This one from Mission Control in Houston.
I'd like to ask one of either Shannon or Steve or John, and just ask you why you've been so quiet this flight.
As you know about this, is Shannon's way.
Tom Mintier, CNN Space.